So today I'm going to do a tutorial over Proverbs 3:5, which is a verse that talks about how we need to trust God with all of our heart and not rely on the way that we understand things, but to acknowledge Him in our life, and He will help us and direct us in our lives. So I decided to just do a banner, and all I did was just make a little zigzag like an S and then just connect the dots down, and then wrote out trust in the Lord with all your heart. And I used different fonts on each section of the banner. So some of them I did faux calligraphy, some of them I just printed in all caps, and some of them I did in block letters. So it's just whatever lettering you choose to do is fine. Remember, when you're doing the faux calligraphy, you just thicken up the downstrokes. So I wrote that in, and I did a heart at the end of each of the ends of each banner, just to take up that space because there was 2 extra ones. And I decided to use my watercolor Crayolas, which are my Neo 2 colors, and I just simply took the colors of the rainbow and I put some water on my brush and then brushed onto the colors and kind of blended those together. I wanted them to blend like they were running together rather than to separate the colors by section of the banner. So I kind of went on to each section with the color previously so that I could blend them together and help them kind of flow better. And remember, you can darken the colors up when you're using watercolors by using less water and more paint, or you can lighten them up by using more water and less paint. So however you want them to blend, that's kind of how you figure that. So you can always take color away by adding more water to it and then dabbing it with like a paper towel or something, and that does that, and it'll take some of that color off. But I just love this verse because it is so important when we are struggling with the things that are going on in life. There's lots of stress and lots of craziness in life, and sometimes we don't really understand why things are happening, but God understands that. And so if we just trust Him and His ways and His presence in our life, then we don't have to understand things. We just know that everything's going to be okay because God promised that it would, and His promises never fail. So I really, really like this verse, and I wanted to do some art on this page so that I could remember and remind myself that when things get tough, I need to really trust in God and not on my understanding of things. And then I just decided here I was going to just draw 2 little birds kind of kissing beak to beak, just because I thought it just added a little character to the page. And then I decided to just kind of darken up the edges with some distress ink. So I used some blue distress ink and just smudged it around the edges to kind of frame it out. And then I took each color of the rainbow in my distress inks and I put it onto my paint mat and added some water to it and just picked it up with my brush and splatter painted it on there. So I splatter painted each color all over the page to just kind of give it a little bit of character. You guys know how much I love splattering paint on things, so I just decided to splatter it on there as a final touch. So that is the final picture as it turned out. I hope that this inspired you guys, and I hope that you will try this on your own.